Hey, whoa. No, scram. That's a private table. Yeah, I know it's in a public alleyway. My Scrafty does like a good battle, especially against a weaker opponent. You got anything else to say? That's what I thought. Hey, while you're here, how'd you hear about this? It wasn't Clarence, was it? Yeah, we told him not to show his face around here again. Alright, better not be. Well, before you say another word, what's the password? Alright, good. I've expected you to make something up. The last guy tried that, and, well, Scrafty showed him the door. Well, like I can assume you are smart enough to understand, this is Underground Battle Bets, off the record and out of the books. Any questions? Obviously, no questions. What's wrong with you? Okay, well, you ready to get started? What do you mean, can you have a drink? What part of underground in an alleyway battle bets do you not understand? No, you can't have a drink. There's no drinks. What is wrong? No, there's no smokes either. No food. It's just battle bets. You're lucky I'm in a good mood. Alright, before you ask another question, the only thing I care about is what will your buy-in be? We have a minimum of 1,000 and a maximum of... Wait, what was our maximum again? We can cover that. Okay. Maximum of 100,000 tonight. Alright. 50,000, you sure you can cover? Okay. I hope for your sake you're telling the truth. Well, how would you like your chips? We've got 1,000. We've got 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, 25, and 50. Alright, you like $10,000 and $1,000 chips and the rest in fives. Sounds good. Alright, we've got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, and of course at this table the last of any chip count goes to the dealer. No arguing with house rules, you understand? Alright, and then so you've got 9,000 there, we call it 10,000, and then you've got 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, 35,000, 40,000, 45, and of course the last of the chip count goes to the dealer. It's just part of the rules, kid. Yeah, if you want something a little different, go to the TCG Casino. I'm assuming since you are here that you're either banned or don't know about it. So either way, looks like you're stuck with us. Sound good? Alright. And by the way, if you do see any signs of Gliscor Man or hear the sound of his Gliscor, make sure that you just run as fast as you can because we'll be long gone before you can blink. Understand? Got it. Alright, so how you play, you either bet on water, grass, or fire type. Let's say in this situation you bet on grass type. If we flipped the first card, it's a fire, it beats the grass, and you lose your bet. If you bet on, let's say, water type, you would flip water beats fire, you win a 2-to-1 payout. You can either cash out or let it ride. If you decide to let it ride, we flip the next card. If in this situation it's a fire type, you win again. It's a 4-to-1. You can either cash out both or let it ride again. If you let it ride again, it's a chance for a 6-1, but in this situation, it would be a water type. If you have the same type as you bet, it pushes. If you push on the last card, you just collect. Let's say, rather you push on the second card, you get to go ahead and immediately flip for the 6-1. Make sense? All right, sounds good. Well, if you don't have any further questions or requests, I say we go ahead and get started. Make sense? Good. All right, focus on the table. Let's play. All right, let's get started. I'll give you one cut at the beginning of the game where you want it. All right, right down the middle. Sounds good. First hand. All right, where do you want your first bet? 1,000 and fire type. All right, best of luck. And water type loss. That's tough luck right off the bat. Sorry about that. So, even though I almost called my Scrafty out on you, haven't actually seen you around here before. Next bet. 1,000. Fire again. All right, good luck. And push. Water. Sorry about that. It's 2 losses in a row. Anyway, new around here, or you just passing through? Really? Alright. Well, R&R City's a decent enough town. Of course, if it was any nicer, I'd be in the TCG Casino, not out here in the alley, but, you know, to each his own. Your next bet. Alright, 5,000 this time. Feeling lucky, I see. Where do you want it? Alright, grass type. Good luck. And water type it is. That's a 2-1. I thought you might take a payout there. 2-1 right there. Congrats. Yeah, I used to be a frequent flyer at the TCG Casino myself. How do you think I ended up with this tabletop here? Well, no, I didn't steal it. I just got it out of the dumpster. They tend to replace them pretty frequently. What's your next bet? All right, 1,000. And water type. Okay. Good luck. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Dark types and automatic loss, so that's tough luck. We usually play half the deck and then we reshuffle, so still have a decent amount left. A couple more hands. All right, your next bet. 5,000. Water type. Good luck. And grass type loss. Sorry about that. So yeah, I got this out of the dumpster and been running these back alley games ever since. Usually go pretty well. I do have the occasional run-in with Gliscor Man. We gotta shut it down for a few weeks, but he tends to move on eventually. Your next bet. 1,000. All right, grass type. Sounds good. Good luck. And water type, would you like a... All right, let it ride. I guess I can go ahead and show you your potential winnings. Dark type. Should have taken the payout when you had the chance. That's all right. Looks like one more hand here. Next bet. 5,000. Look at that. Forgot to take your chip. See, in a normal underground casino game like this. When I looked away, you would have taken the chip back. So you need to kind of learn how things go around here. So 5,000 on fire type. Just looking out for you. Not that I actually care or anything like that. Good luck. But it's kind of embarrassing to see such a rookie on the streets here. Water beats fire, obviously. Alright, we're going to get a reshuffle here. Yeah, hands where I can see them, actually, if you don't mind. Either on the table or in your lap. Just no pockets. Alright, cut. Down the middle again. Alright. And what's your next bet? Alright, 5,000. Water type. Good luck. And grass type. Obviously a loss, so sorry about that. And your next bet. 5,000 again. I'm feeling a little bit lucky. Fire type again. Good luck. And water type. Maybe if I were you, I might not bet on fire type for a while, since those water types seem to be cooling you off just a bit. Alright, and your next bet. 1,000. Grass type. Sounds good. Good luck. Fire type it is. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be going your way just yet, but hang in there. You can always buy in for a little bit more. And your next bet. 1,000. Water type. Why not? Good luck. Dark type. Again. What do you mean I fixed the deck? You're not actually accusing me of anything, are you? Alright, good. I just thought I'd double check. I thought I maybe misheard you or misunderstood your tone, so just maybe keep it to yourself. Your next bet. 5,000, that's more like it. Grass type. Alright, good luck. And a push into a water type. You've got a 4-1 payout. You want to let it ride? I think, man. Alright, yeah. Have it your way, a payout. Let's see what you would have had. Dark type. Good call. Lucky guess. Alright, your next bet. 2,000. Where do you want it? Water type. Good luck. And grass. My apologies. And looks like we've got one more hand here. Alright. Your next bet. 5,000. Grass type. Good luck. Water type. There we go. 2-1. Let it ride. Pay up. Well, you might be a bit smarter than you look because it was a fire type next. That's 2 in a row that you've avoided the let it ride mistake, which sometimes it can actually be really lucrative, especially if you get those pushes, because all you have to do is either beat the type or get the same type. But then again, there is that dark type chance, so you can do the math. Just get a little shuffle here. set down. Listen, you just can't be too careful. We have a lot of people hear about the games from a third party without actually being in the club, per se, and having the password. So, and you get a lot of informants too. So, even though we're not directly affiliated with Team Rocket, we're still kind of thrown in with a lot of them. And the jail time all sounds the same. Next bet. Alright, 5,000. Fire type. Good luck. Grass. What do you want to do this time? 2 for 2. You want to maybe... Alright, we're going to see how it goes. Let it ride. Push. There you go. And would you like to go ahead and cash out or get the automatic? Alright. And push. So, since of course there was no additional winnings, you get your 2-to-1 payout. But if that was a grass type, you would have received a 6-to-1, which would have been nice. Why do I shuffle randomly like that? Well, if I just a little dealer secret, we'll keep it that way. All right, next bet. 10,000. All right, slow down. All right, fire type again. Water. There we go. No, I'm not per se rooting against you, but it doesn't hurt. All right, your next bet. 5,000. Water type. Good luck. And we got a push into a dark type and a automatic loss. Kind of goes without saying. Yeah, no, we've had a lot of players tonight before you set down. Next bet. Hey, let's keep the chit chat to a minimum. 1,000. There we go. Water type, perfect. All right. Good luck. And grass type. Sorry about that. But yeah, we've had quite a few players tonight. We actually had a guy from the casino come through. Kind of strange. Lost all his money at the casino. I thought maybe he could win some back here, but tried to pass off some counterfeit cash, and well, let's just say we had to deal with it our way. All right, next bet. 5,000. Grass type. Good luck. And we've got a push, a win into a 4-to-1. Cash out. Or I guess a better term would be collect, but nonetheless. Alright, what's your next bet? 10,000. Fire type. Let's see if you do a bit better this time. And cooled off right in time. Maybe one more hand here on this shuffle. Alright, your next bet. 5,000. 15,000. Alright. Grass type. Good luck. And a push. And sorry to see it, but that's a loss. Let's get a quick shuffle here. So where are you headed after this long night is over? Alright, staying in town for a little bit. Well, I'll give you a bit of advice. Anytime you see a bat score, to be specific, shaped light in the sky, I'd steer clear of the streets or alleyways or any kind of mischief that you might be finding yourself in, and this kind of game would count as mischief for sure, because you don't want to run into Gliscor Man on a quick trip through R&R. Trust me, I've been there, and I would not recommend it. Next bet, 5,000. All right, fire type. Good luck. And we've got a push into a grass type. That's a 4-1. Let it ride. All right, all right. Have it your way. Seems like you, good call. Seems like you are allergic to fun, but some people like it that way. All right, your next bet. 10,000. Water type. Good luck. And there's a fire type. You've got a 2-1. Let it ride. All right, that's more like it. Water type push. All right, let it ride. Look at that. You've got that 6-1. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to 1. Congratulations, that's a big win. Like I told you before, you should have been going for those let it rides a long time ago. But that's your choice to make, so here we are. And what's your next bet? 10,000. All right, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. Grass type. Good luck. And dark type. See, you don't want to get too confident, just confident enough to spend a lot of money, but not too confident where you feel like you're not going to lose. Because that might be bad for both of us. All right, next bet. 5,000. Fire type. All right. Good luck. And we have a push, a win, 4-1. So we have 4-1. Oh, okay. See, here's the thing. If you're going to say let it ride at first, it's not a good idea to change your mind and then say collect. It just rubs the dealer the wrong way. You understand? All right. Let's not make a habit of that. It's not my favorite trait of a player at my table, that's for sure. All right, your next bet. It's fine, just relax. 5,000. Water. Good luck. And look at that. 2-1. Let it ride. There you go. 4-1. See, nice and rewarded for your bravery. What do you say? 2 in a row. Collect. All right. So be it. You gotta keep in mind that. Well, let's see what you would have had. Good call. Gotta keep in mind we in our area of R&R City we have a little bit of a rough clientele, so we have to operate in a certain way. You understand. Your next bet. 5,000. Water. Good luck. And a dark type. That is a Yeah, loss. I will say, for all of the roughnecks that we usually see around here, you've been one of my favorites so far, so I'll take that for what it's worth, which isn't much. Your next bet, 10,000. Grass type, good luck. And we have a push and a win. So we have a 4-1 payout there. Collect. I thought so. You seem like the type to take the money and run, if you know what I mean. Which you best not get any ideas. All right, your next bet. 5,000. Water. Good luck. We've got a push, and we've got a loss. Sorry about that. And let's get another handout. Your next bet. 5,000, all right. Grass type, good luck. We've got a push into a win. That grass type. First card push has worked out well for you a couple times. Let it ride, alright. And look at that. Right on cue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6-1. Congratulations. That's a good win. I say we probably need to get a reshuffle here. Well, you've, judging by the stack of chips, you've done quite well. You're not any type of psychic trainer or collector of psychic Pokemon, are you? Alright, well, we just have to ask. We've had a couple run-ins with those types of folks, and, well, business isn't meant for those types of trainers, if you know what I mean. Doesn't bode well for our end. Care for a cut? No problem. Right off the top. Let's get this next handout. Alright, what's your next bet? 10,000 on fire type. Good luck. And we have a push into a loss. Sorry about that. And your next bet. 10,000 again. Grass type, good luck. And we have a win. We have a 2-1 payout. And let it ride. Collect. Alright. And good call. Alright. Your next bet. Alright. 10,000 on water type. Good luck. Push and dark. Can't win them all. Which you wouldn't know a lot about that since you've won most of your hands, it feels like. Alright, your next bet. 10,000. Grass. Good luck. And fire type. Let's get another one out here. Alright. What's your next bet? All right, 10,000 again on fire type. Sounds good. Good luck. And there's a win. We have a 2-to-1. Collect. All right. You want to cash out? Well, all right. Not the best night for us, but I'm sure you've had fun. Let's see what the damage is. Yeah, don't get too excited. Everyone has their night. All right, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100,000. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100,000. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, and 75,000 for 275,000. Now, listen, like we said before at the beginning of the night, we do have a maximum of $100,000 for a buy-in. That's mostly because that's how much we usually can cover in the rare situation where a player does quite well, like you have, and it's really because that's how much cash we carry. So we don't typically pay out a lot over the maximum buy-in, which puts us in an awkward situation, doesn't it? What do you say that, I think since I feel like we have a decent rapport, I do like you, and I think that, you seem like a nice person, so I think we'll be pretty generous to you. You take your $100,000 winning. I mean, that feels great, winning that much money. And we'll throw in that extra $75,000. And just to be fair, we will keep $100,000 for just our trouble and for hosting the game, that sort of thing. That just seems fair to me. Scrafty definitely feels like it's more than fair. What do you think? Sounds good. You sure? I thought we would understand each other. You seemed like a smart individual, and I thought that, I knew you'd see it my way. Well, as much as I've loved having you at the table and watching you take all of our money, we do have other business to attend to, so if you don't mind, go ahead and scram. Yeah, no, I'm serious. Get out of here. Before I decide that a couple more of your chips are necessary to make things fair, what do you think? Yeah, that's what I thought. Get lost.